don't really freaking know anymore, but we just know it's going to be good.
Yeah, it absolutely is. This is OpTic's playground in recent months, since this year has started. They're 10-5 on the map. XSET have not really played it that much. They kind of lean into it when playoff starts in both Stage 1 and now Stage 2. And the last time they played it against 100 Thieves picked it into them because it was left open, and XSET destroyed them. And it was because Cryo had a monster game, and it was 23-6, 218 ADR. He's going to have a performance like that, Doug, against Ye of all people, and that is a tall ask.
Well, the nice thing is, if that is the win condition for XSET, Cryo has fared well against Ye in this series, and even with the pop-off performance he had on Icebox, Ye specifically, Cryo certainly, he fought back. He had a little something going there, but do you think it might be too big of an ask? Too big of a request from Cryo?
Absolutely not. We've seen this guy go head-to-head with some of the best. Yeah, specifically, we've seen him, even last playoffs, we saw that duel happen. And so far this series, he's actually 10-8 against Ye, so he's had the upper hand, but that gives, that doesn't take into account, obviously, Haven was a little bit more of a stomp than Icebox, where Ye did go 6-4 against him. I think the other thing to note is over this series, XSET have only gotten, XSET have only gotten 5 sniper kills. And I'm thinking back, I'm like, yeah, they've gotten a lot, right? No, only 5. OpTic, 22. So that's another thing that they have to climb over, because that was a major factor for Cryo in their game against 100 Thieves. So let's get this game started. XSET against OpTic. We're all tied up in this best of 5. We still got at least 2 maps to go, and it's just such a good series.
You mentioned it was a marathon and not a sprint. And for a lot of, I mean, you know, for all intents and purposes, it's like we're back at the starting line here, so we're knotted up one apiece, but, and now attention turned towards Ascent. OpTic on attack. Seems like they're already starting to explore the middle of the map.
Yeah, pushing fast up this tree area. And holding on to Cat is going to be massive. This execute could be really strong. So many darts in this situation. ECJ is going to go into the one lane. I love this, but that ball.
Yeah, that could have been cool. That could have been really cool. Def drops the nade in his lap, and you're right, it still could have been, and it was. BCJ swings out, takes it, he gets the second with the shorty. Def swings through with the frenzy, and they get all the kills they could possibly want. Pistol, XSET.
Back and forth we go on this pistol, but that was the most dominant one that we've seen this series. They just completely mop up in Shri inside of Cat. The idea from OpTic to hit that site on a split. But they're just in the smokes. Def with a beautiful counter flash. And by the way, the one way, and then he sits in Marv's Astra smoke. He was full blind on that flick. That is absurd.
XSET win the pistol again. OpTic choosing not to buy. And they're all just going to funnel in towards A. You see Ye, who's holding across the middle of the map. Got a little bit of resistance on the side of XSET. Gravity well, the haunt. Def gets a kill anyway.
Felt like they were the ones who got caught in that XSET. But it's actually OpTic who take the damage for it. And they're just completely dead in this one. Such low HP all the way around. It's not decay either. It will try to find something and maybe force a rotate out, but this turret is watching. Aaron has so much information right now about mid and B.
Really hoping Timmy the turret would get a kill there. Oh, there was a chance for it. You see the knife getting some some info out from Victor. Spike rotating back, relying on whether or not Ye can find some space A.
And it will be space, but not for long.
It's space into the next round.
30 seconds left.
Low HP for Cryo too.
One enemy remaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said 5 sniper kills, make that 7.
The Prime Gaming Flawless comes through for XSET. Now OpTic should be able to punch back. They're going to have weapons, but pretty clean round out from XSET, all things considered.
Sure, absolutely. And we actually haven't seen OpTic too much on this comp. We have a lot more information about their Yoru comp. But one thing XSET could do still is just watch EG. OpTic had the game against Luminosity. It looked good, but we didn't necessarily even need to see what makes this comp good. So we're not sure if OpTic is actually amazing at it. So let's see. This gun round will tell us a lot.
I feel like all it's telling us so far is that OpTic want to play this attacking half very similar to how they do Haven. They provide some pressure, they make some noise, but they still have the entire map before them. They know Zekin's made his way through. The Haunt's there. Yace wise to it. He's waiting for it. Cleans Zekin up. That kill goes in favor of Dev, so they have some room to work with. The Paranoia, and he swings off of it. You see across the middle of the map, there's no additional pressure there because Victor finds the timing, and it's gorgeous. He's able to get one with the Bulldog, and now the sight's opened up. Now the map has all sorts of options before it.
Cryo's got a great angle here on Dice, though. They don't want to overcommit on Haven. They were really good at pivoting.
Yeah.
Now, though, Cryo's got the angle.
Cryo looking for a sniper kill number 8, and he finds it. Can he find more? They push forward. Aaron's the only one around now. You'd see Cryo was trying to upgrade the weapon.
Tunnel vision a little.
Little.
A lot.
A lot. Oh, Aaron's gonna spot a gun. Ooh. Perhaps a bit preemptive on the fire. Waits things out. There he gets the swings. Finesse cleans him up. OpTic are on the board.
Great pivot. But also, Valen was talking about, and this mostly was applying to the attacking side of XSET, but for OpTic here, they split up that B push so well with the Haunt, and Def flashed them into that. They didn't have anything to really capitalize on that from XSET, right? There was the flash in, Def and Aaron take the angle, and then there was no extra flash, there was no extra utility, so they're able to split that up really well with the Haunt and punish.
That's a good spot.
I believe Zekin inside of B main there. Unbreakable knife on top of Market here. And the dart bottom mid as well. You're seeing the double initiator right there, at least in terms of the informational utility. Used to clear out mid so well. Look at Marv, he's actually watching to see if Cryo wants to peek Cat into mid. And they're just freezing. Trying to find anybody to push into Market, to push rotate top mid, to peek off of Cat. But XSET's not giving them anything.
Really impressive patience out from XSET here. You're right, not moving off of anything, waiting for OpTic to fully commit. To show more than just one move, more than just one bit of utility.
This fight on B main right now, Ye's peeking into it. He just TP'd off though, and Cryo still gets it.
All it comes through with 30 seconds left. You don't have a whole lot of options. You just gotta commit to what's in front of you, and Aaron's waiting on the other side. He's in the smoke. If he plays the timing just right, there's gonna find a lot, but that's all right because the rest of the team gets it for him too. A prime gleaming flawless as XSET get to 3.
Such a good round from Aaron, but everything worked from XSET there. The patience was phenomenal. OpTics too, but Marv was aware of that possibility. You could see how he was playing it later on in the round, and Finesse just runs into it here. XSET swing beautifully off of each other through the smokes. And the execute, not that great. They relied a lot on that no command, but not actually a lot thrown from B main, which allows for that. No molly on spawn to keep Aaron off that angle, and OpTics right back down to low buy.
Yeah, he's shown he's pretty good in situations like this. Nothing doing quite yet. Note he still has a couple of shots left in that Headhunter, 6 to be exact. Cryo. Yeah. Lands the shots onto Ye.
And the fact that he has the op online right now, keep it in the next round, and that's a huge boon for XSET.
Cheeky little flasher to try to get past the one way that BCJ left him.
Space that Def has. BCJ still solid on the Omen.
forward.
This is
Well,
the
IGL
spike.
on IGL. Spike, but there's just no gun really to fight back with.
Yep.
Spike down A.
Now, yeah,
One enemy
yeah, you had Victor who'd crept his way up onto the site, and it's funny for a moment on the minimap he was absolutely surrounded, but ultimately falls. Another Prime Gaming flawless comes through for XSET. I think it's 3 of the 4 rounds they've won have been they've been as clean as you can get them.
Marv even having a little battle with Timmy the Turret at the end. With this shot from from Cryo. Mentioning that head-to-head. So far, so good. And yeah, Finesse was just isolated from the rest of the team with Spike. I mean, you're trying to make space on site, but Def has it all already. Set up for a little bit of B main control here with the dart. Set up towards mid. And that kind of feints like they're going to go fast towards B, but they're not. And they're actually going to go fast towards A, silently.
Zekin will be the first here. And that drone is going to get all sorts of everything. You instantly see him throw it back, and then he spams through the smoke. He gets a kill on Crashies. Massive plays from the youngster as XSET again marching towards another flawless round. Unbelievable. What a start on Ascent.
That is so ridiculous. From BCJ and Zekin. Paired up inside a tree right there. It has been closed the entire game so far. 5 rounds to 1. And 4 of them flawless. That is one of the hottest starts we've seen all series.
Cold, man. It was cold. OpTic back on pistols.
And they're starting to go through all the ideas right now. Take over A main. Flash good to respond, and they've cleared them out.
The thing is here, though, well, I think OpTic have shown comfort in being down pretty big in an opening half, and in their ability to adjust. Right, we've already seen it this series, so I certainly don't think we're out of the woodworks quite yet.
No, not at all.
OpTic have a chance to run this thing back. Yeah.
Def is always covering. For a second there, it looked like Zekin's overexposed, but this is going to be another. I mean, I won't say it. I won't say it.
One enemy remaining.
I'll say it now.
Down. Defender spawn.
This is going to be another Prime Gaming flawless.
We've got to be pushing a record here. Jinx him. Nope. Prime Gaming flawless again. 5th of the half. 6 rounds total for XSET. Surely this is a record, right?
Has to be.
In a half?
Look at their deaths. Only one person on XSET has more than 1 death. Ridiculous. And they're also spotting any little thing that OpTic try to do, which is sneak through, spawn in that instance. Cryo's just watching it, of course. And OpTic, they're using a little bit to try to maintain, control of the A extremity, the B main as well. But XSET's not spending much to push them back, and so often they're pushing them back in massive ways. I'm thinking specifically on A main with Def. But here we go, timeout. So far they've been great out of the timeouts. That's what really started their comeback on Icebox to bring them back the win. But this is going to have to be a lot more. Marking up that B main. So it's curious.
They're going to have to do something, man. Right now, OpTic are averaging a kill a round. That's crazy, man.
Oh, man. And that doesn't even really tell the story, right? They've gotten 0 kills in 5 rounds. Like, in 5 rounds, they've gotten 0 kills in all 5 rounds.
Yeah, that's bad.
Here.
But again, out of timeouts. They've shown historically they're good.
But this is the same look so far in A main. Yay, gets his knife. Is Tour de Force knifed off.
Cryo with a miss and Victor with a punish. Timing there was pretty out of OpTic.
Cryo was really far advanced there, so you can see he's getting a little greedy, but it doesn't matter. if Def will take the same greed and punish just as hard. A flash pop for himself with the drone from Zekin. And he's walking behind them right now. Meanwhile, OpTic has walked on the site. They'll have the trademark to actually respond, but they have to commit a full body. Oh, no.
You know, you have to be careful. So Finesse is on the flank. Oh, and they're going to pass right by each other. They won't see each other.
I'm wondering if there could be a smoke here from BCJ. No, did he hear him? Maybe. While we were off looking at the spike plant. I think he heard him. Finesse is as good as dead.
And he may know it. It also may not matter if he is able to get another kill. BCJ's already fallen. Numbers in favor of OpTic. Def stuck in a fight of his own right now. There goes the kill. It goes in favor of Finesse. That's massive.
It's a brain fight right there.
Crashies has this Hunter's Fury. I don't know how XSET get back in on this. So used to seeing BCJ from the Sova position clutching things out, but it's going to be Zekin who has to do it. He swings out and he take care of the one. Crashies runs for the fences. They're going to win the round, and they keep the Hunter's Fury into the next.
Both sides got it. Zekin's hunting for the gun, but Crashies just makes it by. And don't even worry, guy. XSET's bank is literally maxed on every single player, so they'll get reset economically, but doesn't really chew into the bank at all. 6-2 right now. And that was a good round from OpTic, but still not clean. Even when they had the advantage, even when they got the site for free, even when Ye gets the entry up in heaven. This is different here. OpTic choosing not to actually fight an A main, give it a second, try to avoid the knife, and then challenge BCJ. And XSET has left him entirely alone. All he has is a flash to delay this when the push comes through.
Very well played from BCJ. Just one gun fired, no tags, no idea of what's on the other side.
Zekin with the re-drone right there, and that signifies to OpTic that they could be flanking them on Cat at this point. So you're going to have to put a body on it, and it's Marved. They've got the Astral Divide as well to make this execute happen.
Yeah, they're just playing full retake on A. Let them have what they want. There's a Hunter's Fury. This time it's out from Zekin.
Face your
Got a tag.
fear.
Leave Finesse using the... No, yeah, you're right. No tag at all. But Finesse using the Nightfall. You hear the no command come through as well. It wasn't cheap, but they've gotten on to A.
Spike planted.
This is going to be a bloodbath. 5v5 retake for the site as the spike ticks away. You've got a Cosmic Divide keeping both teams back from each other for now. No, you've got Marved on the flank. Def kind of waiting for it. They drop the turret to make sure there's nothing funny.
Flash and dart. You're going to go through this.
There's a dart. There's the paranoia. They swing out. BCJ looking for a target. He's able to find one, and Def does too. And there's Aaron. He's been waiting for Marv the entire time, but Marv snaps on. There's Crashies Hunter's Fury. Takes care of BCJ. A 3v3 on the site. Def's going to at least have to get it to half. Marv, he's going to have to go insane, and he does! The 4K for Marv!
It Crashies buys him the time to pull off the longest flank. I mean, he was top mid for the majority of that round. Then gets through the turret as Aaron falls. And hits the flank to get 3. So well played. The amount of time that Astral Wall took. And then XSET strike hard and fast with that Paranoia Dart combo that they completely clean out the players on site with. But they're playing the win condition of the ult. And they're back to similar default to prior rounds. Again, a little bit farther back on this A side to avoid the knife. And potentially trap Def pushing, which he's done over and over so far this half.
This time the spike up. They've taken some space B main. Aaron tucked in logs. Nothing really to play around him. He's just a trap. Spotted one. The gun is there. Aaron wins that duel out, gets a second, a little bit of redemption off of the previous round. And the spike's in no man's land. Great response from XSET.
And no pivot either from OpTic. just try to walk out, get some kills, but 2 of their players are not even here. And then Finesse also walks into the fight with no smoke from Marv, nothing like that. Just try to recover the spike. And it cost them.
Cryo's going to be found out. Marv gets that kill. But Zek clean syncs up at the end with a clean 3K. XSET get to 7. I think if there's one thing I've learned Bala in this series so far is there's no early lead that's safe on any map. We just can't trust them.
And this is only 4 rounds. You're right though. On Haven, for example, I was like, yeah, no way. This is looking like OpTic's gonna run away with it. But it went entirely the other direction. Second getting excited about that one. Room to get excited for 2. And OpTic is definitely hurting economically.
You see it in their buy, light armor, a bulldog, specters. Not the best.
And this is not something they normally do too, where they force in situations where it's going to cause them to force next round even.
See XSET choosing to spam the door down there. Don't want to have to deal with that later and just fight things out in tree. This has been, this area, this setting has been a problem for OpTic in the past in this half. XSET have just had their way with them. Do they dare explore this again? The knife to get info spots both.
And yeah, I think A main as well. 40 seconds left. They still have 2 flashes here. There it is.
The paranoia is so good, and VCT swings out. Def's able to clean things up again. XSET finding kills they need in tree. The flash. Oh, but a great response. Numbers still in favor of XSET. Crashies and Victor have to try to navigate around this shock dart. They do so gorgeously.
20 seconds.
2v2 here. Crashies weak. Cryo not able to land the shot. Aaron with the ult. He's going to have to do it himself, but the spike goes down. 13 seconds left. There's no way. How the heck does Victor do this? I think he was just trying to clear long. Either way, a 1v1 here. I don't know that he can get out in time.
No, there's no chance.
Got them all.
Yeah, he's been detained, and here comes the knife. Don't look. Oh, no. Oh, no.
What a play from Aaron. And a misplay from OpTic too. He's just not wide enough to help him get that spike down. And planted. And retrieved even. But Cryo, we didn't see it. We were watching the tree fight for so long. Cryo shut down this entire idea, even though OpTic had a little bit more success in through tree that time. And this is what I was saying. OpTic usually doesn't go for those forces in situations where it's going to make them force the next round.
One enemy remaining.
Right here, Victor, slightly away.
This has to be the most humiliating Red Bull clutch of all time, right? I mean, surely. Look at that. Entering the last round of the half here, XSET with a cozy lead, looking to pile it on. A pop flash up from Victor to create some space and get him that ult orb. With that, no command online, and just like that, dropped.
Another first kill for Cryo as well, and really starting to heat up with this op. Wasn't even a factor in the lead so far, but the last couple of rounds, yes.
Try to test the middle of the map, and that's not safe either. XSET have just been impenetrable. Think about how they started the half, and it seems like they want to close it in identical fashion. And that's exactly what it's going to be. Fitting, really, for a Prime Gaming Flawless to come through to close out the half. A 9-3 lead for XSET as we turn our attention to the second half. Stay tuned. We're back to a 9-3 lead for XSET and another Prime Gaming Flawless. In fact, they had so many, Bala, I'm not really sure which one that one was.
Final round, Marv tries to sneak out, by the way, through that smoke, and I mean, XSET has the setup for it. So, Aaron is having a performance today. Def as well on this tree. I mean, he's literally getting fed. It feels like in some instances. Yep. Nothing going right for OpTic.
Perhaps a change of scenery is what they need. A change of halves. Perhaps get OpTic to a better footing here.
Normally, I would look at this and say, yeah, I mean, OpTic is better defensively, specifically on this map as well.
They are.
And that's a fact. The but is this series so far has not been the case.
Yeah.
Their defensive halves have been completely flipped. XSET has become the team to take their, leading offense and completely shut down the defensive OpTic. So it's going to be difficult, but I do think that the strengths of this triple initiator comp definitely shine a little bit more when it comes to retakes on this paper walls map. And also this wide A site that leaves a lot of room to spam through smokes.
A knife, just a fraction of a second late. I think, yeah, he was able to get that fragment off, Def was. But the delay there from Victor, so good. They get onto the site anyway, and Valen was the one who was talking about the delay off of Jet. If Jet dashes on, where does the rest of the team follow up? OpTic are able to get the info they need, and the kills they need too, as BCJ and Aaron are left alone. And it's just BCJ who has to reload. Way too much before him. OpTic win the pistol.
And every map so far in this best of 5, we've gone 1-1 in pistols. And OpTic clapping back at the most opportune time.
30 seconds left.
This is exactly what I was mentioning moments ago.
Down A.
That fade haunt plus the dart at the same time, so difficult to break both of them at the same time. And they got
what do you
so
choose?
much damage through that smoke on just pistols. XSET need to find a way to trigger those two things before they actually execute, before the smokes even go down, and that's a hard task.
Dueling knives there. Victor tagged up.
Up the smoke from XSET, a little deeper than the normal control smoke that you're going to throw. It does give them access to wine. But they're not super concerned about that. Just to get the orb for Zekin. Now they have to wait for this time for BCJ's smoke to come back, and they only have one, so it's going to be difficult to do anything but a split hit.
Uh-oh. Both of them survive.
Nice.
Finesse now to take care of what Ye wasn't able to, and does. As Cryo falls. Definitely again. Tree is just his. Right, Tree is his space, and that's kind of all there is to it. Marv keeps him back from top. Jenny with 3. Def continuing to cause problems. I think he's over 20 kills. This map already. He's not going to find any more. Marv gets 4. His OpTic get to 5.
And boy, did they need Marv to come alive. 14 and 12 now. And I've seen so many Ascent maps flipped because OpTic Marv is coming back and just having so much impact.
But on an Astra? I feel
Even
like we've
on
seen
an
that
Astra.
a lot on Omen.
Yeah. You're right. But even on Astra, I'd say.
Yeah. He's got a Vandal in his hand this round. It looks like he's going to try to challenge mid-map.
Risky position, to be sure. For the controller on your team to be the guy inside of this.
OpTic realizing, though, that it may be risky, it may be dicey. Bring Victor over. They've got a little crossfire set up, the flash for them to swing if needed. The setup's pretty.
Yeah, but nothing watching A main right now, so Victor's going to have to back off at some point to start watching that. But thankfully, the drone keeps him there for a little longer. I'm still very, very curious. There he goes. So Marv left alone again as the mid pressure continues. And that knife just spotted both of them, so can Marv get out now?
Oh. BCJ! It felt reminiscent of Icebox just for a moment. No operator this time. In hand, and he's played with fire across the middle of the map.
Another crossfire in B main. Def has a flash to potentially break it. Crashes can swing to help Ye here. And the TP is available.
He's been here all half. He gets a kill and he gets away. Fortunately for XSET, they're able to scoop the spike back up as Ye gets tagged up 56 HP as he tries to get to safety. 15 seconds left. They have no option. They have to double down onto this B site. The paranoia is out with 10 seconds left. They haven't made much progress at all. And Finesse keeps them back. 5 seconds. Can they get the kills they need? 3 seconds. They've got to do it. They've got to swing it now. But Marv is so far at safety. And it was never a problem. What a round from OpTic.
And that's the type of round on the bonus that makes them so fierce on this map. Yay, his win condition for the team. After he gets that kill, after he TPs back to spawn, he wants to get as far deep into the site to help out Crashies. And meanwhile, Finesse is clearing that space back up, filling it back up. And he swings out of the smoke. Don't forget, taking down Def denies that nade. So Aaron has to be the guy, and he's not there to put down that molly on spawn.
Once again, an instance where leads seem insignificant. As OpTic, while they're not fully back, they have bridged the gap down to 3. And you presume 2 here, as XSET don't have much to work with. 2 Spectres, 2 pistols, and a Marshal. Haven't found very much space to play on the attacking half yet. Perhaps this round's sorry.
Yeah, he's so advanced, I can't see him not getting another kill here, although there's the flash from BCJ, the only real thing to put any pressure on him whatsoever, and XSET's not one to use it early. Plus, BCJ's on the other side of the map.
Perhaps it's the knife. Nope, they just challenge. They just want to fight it. And again, it causes problems. Mid-map's not working out either as Def falls. Might be giving XSET a little taste of their own medicine here.
30 seconds left.
It's just Zekken and Cryo that remain, and they're trying to win this foot race towards Tree. The flash is there, the swing is through, and Zekken spoils it. But Finesse cleans things up as OpTic get to 7.
That was pretty from Finesse too, swinging before the flash. So that Victor could fill that space as well with flashed up opponents. And if they're turning, they're dead. They didn't, but either way, they're all dealing with Marv on the other side. Look at this. Gorgeous stuff from Finesse.
The lead, for all intents and purposes, evaporated as OpTic have made it within 2 rounds here on Ascent. Their map pick.
And it's looking like the OpTic of old on this defensive side. Aggressive here with the Prowler. Ye's all the way up. But they also know Aaron's in that corner. Ye has to answer a question here. Does he hold wide and try to flick against Aaron, or does he hold a nice tight angle, which he is?
And how patient is he? The guy could sit here all day. Not one to get bored easily. Cloudburst. Perhaps providing safe passage.
Oh no!
Gunfire ups on the opposite side. Def's able to take care of Victor.
Some tunnel vision there from Victor, spotting one, thinking that it's clear. Def's in the corner. Meanwhile, Ye's given up the angle. Second and Aaron are walking right back into it.
The dart to perhaps suggest that they want to go A. And off of that, you saw Finesse bring that Nightfall out. Chooses not to use it yet.
Always a threat. Marv's got his Astral Wall as well. They're walking back into the space that Ye has left. What do they have to neutralize him? They have this no command right here.
Yeah, but he had just recalled his rendezvous, so it wouldn't make much of a difference anyway. He's committed to the fact that he's going to have to be an anchor or turret on backside by himself. The dart gets some info. Def falls. Now the Hunter's Fury swings out as Cryo does too. Def's brought back from the dead. Now they can get the spot.
Look at the flank right now. BCJ as well has got this under control. Another flash. Finesse, who wanted to use the Nightfall in this retake, just absolutely can't find anything. And XSET with the first kill of the half also get the first round for them of the half.
At perfect timing, too, to preserve this lead, to keep OpTic at arm's distance. It was a gorgeous play.
And we'll have to see now, too, as a defense. Don't get too jumpy, I think is what Finesse is calling. Yay there. Just left the angle because of a little bit of pressure up in through A on A main because they lost Victor. Thought the hit was going to be coming, but realistically, just wasted himself a lot of time. A lot of damage there from the shock onto Aaron. And Ye's taking such space. He's got the TP out of this situation again. Gorgeous.
That's twice now that Ye's been able to snatch BCJ out of a position. See Zekken with the Odin. See if you can find any free ones, any gifts on the other side. Woo, you almost did. Crashy's down to no armor and 46 HP. Boy, that was close.
Crash has got to be thinking, is this kid really what he says he is? Molly missed, wanted yet to go clear the flower pot on the left there from Victor.
Gonna have to swing out on it. Nice shot out from Cryo. Now the Cloudburst to drop him. Victor expecting a swing, not gonna get it.
He knows though, he heard them jump off here, so he should get himself a kill and also warn the players on the B site who has Nightfall still.
It wasn't just the kill, it was a big one too. Cryo's op, not in play anymore.
Left.
They have mid-map control, thanks to Def. There's that Nightfall that you mentioned. Once again, we find a round where we're burning the clock all the way down to nothing. Aaron and Ye trade a kill apiece. The spike still not out as Ye holds this angle down. How do you go? Yeah, I don't know that you can. I don't know that you do. Def had no options there.
Can't get past the trademark too, but he's trying to abuse the angle and tried to rely on his teammates to take the site instead.
Yeah.
And even though they get the kill onto Finesse after the Nightfall comes down, it's so difficult to properly coordinate yourselves. Especially when you don't have that execute power of Def as well. Did save the op though. And we'll go to a timeout for XSET, figure out what to do with it. Because they have significantly slowed down. You can see on the timeline, only one round won. And this one right here was a money reset as well. Don't forget, it just lost the round prior. And then won back. So they're not really building up that bank. Start accruing loss bonus as of right now. They need this round to break that.
5 of the last 6 rounds go in favor of OpTic. But XSET somehow feels like it should be gone by now, but they still cling on to a narrow lead. Mentioned money. I'll take a look at that in a moment and see how that pans out. But OpTic have just been, they've been stalwart in how they've played this defense.
They can scrape together a buy here.
Be interesting.
The knives of Cryo.
Yeah, I was going to say, it'd be interesting to see what they do with it because they preserve that op. Do they carry the op in the hands of Cryo, save the blades for later? Do they hand it off to someone else?
They're going to try to use Cryo to get an entry and then pass it off in the post plan or whatever it might be so he could use the knives for entry, even further space taking. For now, they're leaving it in his hands. Actually, everybody's able to get a gun, so not even concerned about this whatsoever.
Yeah, Def at 37 armor, he wasn't able to buy up. Zekken either. So they definitely, I mean, they made some decisions.
Yeah.
You should
Get out of
run.
my way.
Do they have a counter? The nade. Nade's wide. It's not going to clear it out. Yay! With the op! Cryo to the back of the head! BCJ punches right back! And that lockdown's going to go through. It's going to be retake for OpTic. What
Marv
tools
is
do they
detained.
have?
Cosmic Divide still up, though. And Def's knife is not going to come up for another. Actually, it should be coming up really soon now. Flash out!
Second gets spammed through as the kills go back and forth. The operator's still there. BCJ's going to have to do himself. A 1v3 turns into a 1v2. But that's all it's going to be is OpTic get the kills and the defuse. Lead down to 1.
And they just barrel through Catwalk, through the door. With that Cosmic Divide. XSET already knew their plan. They're like, let's stay on site. They're going to wall this off. We cannot play a main. Every single player right here in front of this wall, minus Zekken, who's trying to play a cheeky angle. But they're getting lit up with the darts, with the haunt. And the setup is too strong for OpTic, with the Prowlers as well. 1 round. And this is what I was talking about. XSET low money, they're in a force. When OpTic could tie it up.
first game you play. Guardian in the hands of Cryo, 2 Spectres for BCJ and Aaron. Spike not even in hand right now.
Smoked it off.
The game plan is go kill.
And Marv already has the smoke up as well for Finesse to fall off of that. But I'm not even sure if he noticed. Yeah, he must have seen the smoke on top of that trademark there. So Kay also capitalizing on a kill on the other side of the map. Def just trying to walk into A main. Can't do that against EA.
He still has that operator. He's got a tour de force in his back pocket for the next round. This lead, unless something insane happens from XSET, is gone.
Scanning ahead.
4v2 here for OpTic. It's Crashy's. I mean, he's in trouble here. That shock dart.
The fast double flank coming though. Even if Crashy's, all he has to do is delay as long as possible, and this round is still so difficult. The ult to delay even further, any utility coming down to keep him back.
Spike not down yet. Second now. If nothing else, a little bit of bag secured. Yeah, he's holding down one side. The remaining members of OpTic swing out. Victor gets tagged up. His second tries to hold him back himself. And he got one. But then the rest of OpTic funnel on and get the defuse. They get the round. We're tied.
All tied up, but a great round, I think, from XSET. Getting that spike down, alleviating their money concerns, and also getting a couple kills, keeping OpTic's bank low as well. That round was a 3 versus 5, and they still got that deep. Remember, Finesse got that early pick on mid, and then there was also the pick from Ye onto Def on A main. 4 rounds remain here in regulation. Excuse me, 3.
Hunter's Fury for Crashies. Key ultimate here. So you see Finesse waiting to see if he can get a lining with that haunt. Cleared out. No info gathered.
Yeah, he's just the most passive and... Oh, whoa, that's a deep dart to try to catch. Everybody except for the spike in the hands of Cryo is stuck here in spawn.
Yeah, what's the play here? It seems like Cryo's waiting to see if someone's going to peek. If he dies here, that's Spike lost.
He will not scale until his team is closer to him and can challenge yet. Knife spots him.
Aaron starts to rotate out.
He just made footsteps specifically. They're going for a full fake here.
He has the spike!
Spike
Excuse
down
me?
A.
What is going on? What is going on? The ult.
That's what's going on.
30 seconds left.
But can Marv keep them back? Def's already fallen. The play was there all along. The paranoia to provide some space, but Marv is still down in L as the spike falls for a second time.
Last
It's a
player
4v2 and a 4v1. Aaron having to push through everything with 13 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
And it's not going to happen. OpTic take the lead back. They get to 11.
Oh,
Play was unique. We got
what a
juked.
gambit. What a
Yeah.
gambit. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it's gonna, they're gonna try to fake this A side or fake the B side, but no, it's all the time. It's just Cryo trying to dash onto site, leave Spike purposefully, but that just doesn't track with me how patient OpTic is. I mean, that's straight up a TikTok strat at the highest levels.
And that strat leaves XSET in a brutal spot here. Just one Spectre. OpTic flirting with map point. And they're getting closer and closer to it. I hate to say this, but I have to remind everyone it was a 9-3 lead for XSET at half. And they're not done with it quite yet, but they're making one heck of a run at it.
OpTic getting revenge for Haven.
Oh, baby. Oh, fire.
And that ridiculous half that XSET had.
Bring them down.
Got some space B. Prowler takes a long way around to finally catch up with Death.
Target dead.
Victor now understanding Aaron had crept his way onto B. Def is surely a dead man walking here. 28 HP. He's got nothing but a sheriff with 1 bullet. Surely they know where he is at this point. The spams come through, and they do as OpTic get to map point.
And it doesn't look like it's stopping the improvement on all sides from OpTic. Victor in that round, the patience in mid. We do have guns from XSET. Their final hurrah, and this has to be clean. If they want to force overtime, they have to have the same type of round that they were stringing together over and over in that first half. But they just have not been able to find that same success. Here in the second. Looks like BCJ potentially wants to flash fast to take this B main. That's what they're going to go for with an ult at the same time.
They're going to find everything. Cryo dashing forward into his cloudburst. The spam is through as Victor tries to find one, and no. Cryo trades it back. 70 HP. You see the lockdown through as well, and I don't know that there's a counter to it. So once again, they'll have to channel it out. And you see Ye patiently waiting. He's got the rendezvous to get out.
No, it's not.
Oh no, he doesn't. You're right.
Side.
You're right. He's stuck. Prowler clears things out. BCJ with the spike down. As Marv falls. It just Crashies and Finesse here. Just on the other side of the smoke. Crashies finds one, but are you expecting the other one in B main? No, you're not. Second gets 2 to close things up as XSET get to 11.
That was exactly what they needed. They still got the knives from Cryo, but 3 guns as well taken into this. Look at the money. They've got to have these guys drop, and thankfully, so much carried into this that they will just have that. OpTic with a final timeout. Massive opportunity to close this out and send it to Breeze. Massive opportunity to take the lead in the series. And this is where things are going to get complicated for XSET. They are not experienced in late series situations. Right now, though, still trying to win just the initial best of 3, essentially.
Yeah.
So, just fine. OpTic's so good out of these timeouts, though. And, I mean, XSET drew up 2 plays there that this one, you know, just fast B, I like that. The other one, trying to TP to get the spike after Cryo just gives up his life. Your best player, too? Not the biggest fan of that, but obviously could work in situations that are hectic.
Can XSET? I want to ask, can XSET avoid disaster? But you kind of wonder if even if you get to overtime, have you avoided disaster? Or perhaps just lessen the blow. Again, the lead that they had is evaporated.
Mm-hmm. And the defensive prowess of OpTic has certainly showed up on this one.
Yeah.
They're doing a great job denying XSET any space on the site, any plants. Although these last couple rounds, XSET has definitely found some ways to get that down.
Take flight.
Cryo used his blades to open the round. He still has an operator.
Knife cancels the drone.
And I think spotted 3 of the 4 that were there.
They also darted B-Man and took some space with Ye. We've seen how much of a problem he can be there. But he has to be patient. And Ye is, but he cannot rotate fast. Trust him.
The question is really, is Aaron patient? Or does he peek?
Finesse has the Nightfall to push this back. Potentially they could push right through it. There's also the no command though. And that shuts it down. Thankfully Mard still is able to get that smoke off for anybody on this site.
If they want to do it, they're going to have to do it fast because you're right, that Nightfall could be a problem. Finesse down in hell. Cryo with the blade tries to land him. No, Finesse somehow manages to get through that unscathed as Marv and Finesse both get a couple. Def and Aaron have to do it. There's the Nightfall.
30 seconds left.
They have it. Control tree. Aaron with 2 big ones. A 2v2 turns into a 2v1. Aaron's going to have to do it himself. The haunt position given away as Finesse gets 3. And OpTic take Ascent.